Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
one of the other things that I had asked that we deal with along with this process is the city's attire for the taxi cab drivers. One of the drivers came in and indicated there's some particular ordinance that doesn't allows the drivers to wear certain things and does not, and I'd asked for some clarification on that. So I'd like to cover that during the same process while we're dealing with the increase. Thank you.
Okay, moving right along, we will hold 11 and 12 then for that purpose. Number 13, we will file and advise. Number 14, 15, and 16, we will hold for 1 week, expecting a report from the administration. Number 17, we will hold for 2 weeks, still waiting. Apparently, they're getting closer to a compromise on juvenile curfew issues, which we're all very happy about. 18, we will file and advise. 19, we do have one speaker, Ms. Stephanie Sunderland. Please come forward if you're still here.
There was not a speaker on the taxi cab thing.
There was, but I think he's appeased by the fact that we're going to come back next week. You have the pleasure of the floor for 2 minutes.
Good afternoon, Councilman Cranley and other council members. I was wondering, under the circumstances, if it would probably be advisable if we postpone this till next week.
Yeah, that's fine. We will hold for 1 week.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to go back to item number 6, if possible. I know there's a speaker here on the...
If
There's a possibility we could have the speaker on this item,
well,
or we can hold it for a week.
Mr. Manziel, I think we handled number 6 appropriately the first time. We're ready to move on and come back. The speaker you mentioned, I think, is also signed up, and if he'd like to talk about it when he comes up, that'd be fine.
First of all, if she can speak on 19, I can speak on 6. You don't know what I'm here for.
Well, we have a number. Could I have order, please? If we have, can we get order? I don't know what to do.
Got a gavel?
Get a gavel or
Get a gavel.
something.
Let's hit it.
We're now going to talk about the issue that I think most people are here for. And no, Mr. Fredericks, Mr. Kirkland, please only. Hey, look. We've got a.
Mr. Chair.
If we can have order. I don't have a card that says number 6. If we could have Mr.
He's getting ready to let us speak.
Mr. Chairman. Yeah, my mic is. Am my mic on? Testing. Testing. One.
Hello?
We're gonna,
Are the mics on?
unless if we don't have order, we're going to recess.
The mics aren't. Mics aren't on.
We have a number of people who want to address the council. Yeah. No, I can't do that.
Mr. Chairman.
Listen, well, yeah, but I can't get him to talk at all. Okay.
Citizens.
Mr.
Hello?
Chairman.
Hello?
Testing.
If we're gonna, if we can't,
Get the mics
if we
on.
can't,
Get the mics on.
Mr. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman.
If you sign it up. Yeah, if you sign up.
Mr. Chairman.
Citizens.
yeah, listen, we'd love to. We want to listen to everybody who signed up. We want to have this going, but if we can't control some peace and quiet in this chambers, we're going to recess. And at the
Mr. Chairman,
at the request
what is wrong with the mic?
Mr. Chairman.
at the request, officer, please have them taken down.
Okay. Why do they have our mics off for one thing? The mics aren't on. They're not working.
Hey, at the request of Mr. Booth, Mr. Kirk, we're going to have 2 minutes. But if you can't talk, we're going to recess.
Citizens.
If you want to recess, then make the decision. But also, as the chairman of the Law and Public Safety
Mr. Kirkland, you're out of order. You're out of order.
Citizens.
Do you want the floor or not? If you don't want the floor.
You're going to get to speak.
Mr. Chairman.
Citizens.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Kirkland, you have 2 minutes. You can begin now.
Ladies and citizens.
Test, 1, 2, test, 1, 2. All the mics are on.
There's no volume in them. There's no volume.
You got it? My bag's dead. I wonder if they tripped over the line.
Let's just see if we can get started.
Hello?
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chairman.
Ms. Reese?
Mr. Chairman, I would suggest what we're seeing here today is the frustrations that exist in our city of Cincinnati. Now, let me say this.
Wait a minute, hold on.
One person at a time. One person at a time.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, let me say this. I'm not a member of this. I'm not a member of this committee, but I think every member of this council, from the mayor down, needs to be here today to hear from the citizens. Now, I would ask everybody who wants to speak. Mr. Cranley has your card, and I'm willing to sit here, and I hope my colleagues are, to hear this. I asked for a special session so that we could deal with this issue only. How unfortunately, I have not in these 2 signatures. I've got one, and unfortunately, I don't have another signature. So that we could deal with this issue exclusively. There are a number of things, I believe, that is going to be introduced today. I have asked, and I'm glad that the safety director is here right now to hear this and see this, because it's time now for leadership that can, it's time now for us to get leadership that can deal with the diversity that exists in our city. I am asking, and I'm going to allow you to talk after this, but I'm asking for the city manager, and I wish he were here. He needs to be here. And I'm asking, while you're talking, I'm going to go and get on the phone and tell him he needs to get up here. So at this time, Mr. Kirkland, and I'll turn over to the chair to allow Mr. Kirkland to speak for his minutes. And while he's doing that, I'm going to be calling the city manager.
Mr. Booth. Hold on.
Mr. Chairman, I don't think the microphone's on.
These mics, the mics are not on.
The mic's not on. Testing 1, 2. Your microphone is not on.
We're gonna have to recess until he gets some more. You'll be first, but we're gonna recess. We're gonna recess for 5 minutes and come right back.
We don't. But but if we don't, we won't hear each other in this room.
Look, we're gonna try our best to. We're going to try our best to have this meeting, and we have to. They are on. We have to listen to each other one person at a time, and we're going to start with Mr. Lawson. And what we're going to have to start doing in order to have this meeting survive is if people continually speak out of order, they're going to have to be removed. So please listen to each other.
Kenny.
Mr. Lawson, are you ready to proceed?
On behalf of the family of Timothy Thomas, on behalf of Michael Carpenter's family, on behalf of all the brothers that have been shot or choked to death, the Owensby family, normally I don't come down and really speak on issues before a case starts, but we're tired. And to hear what the chief of police said, along with the safety director at their press conference, to avoid the issue of what the officer said actually happened, is a disservice to the city. It's people that live and work in the city. It's a disservice to the family because they want to know why their son was taken. And to sit there and play legal games, which is what they were doing, to say, well, the prosecutor has it now, so we can't discuss the case, and we don't want to get into the facts, to me indicates there's going to be a cover-up going on.
That's right. That's right.